What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kristin Gutierrez, and I'm a sales and marketing ninja helping founders and experts and CEOs and corporations of all shapes and sizes on how to sell more of what you sell at higher profits. And I've been doing this my whole life, as a matter of fact. But as an entrepreneur, I've been doing this 3 years now. And I happen to also be a best-selling author and an award-winning entrepreneur. But today isn't about me. It is about my good friend and client, Wendy Earley. So what's up, Wendy? Tell us who you are, and then we will dive in.
Hi. What's really fun is since we're restreaming, I see on air at the top. That's so cool. So I am a cinematic storyteller. My background is I'm a filmmaker. I studied to be a filmmaker and always thought I would need to go to LA. My degree was radio, television, and motion pictures back when it was before radio, became Spotify and YouTube became television. It all grew, but that's actually served me well because I see patterns. I see how things change over time. And I was a filmmaker. I worked on The Last of the Mohicans as an extras casting assistant. And I have some photos of that today, if I'd be able to hold it up. I didn't create it into slides, but in so doing, I always thought I would need to go to LA. But as I was graduating from college, that was a really boom season in Asheville, North Carolina, and that is my hometown. And so from Chapel Hill to Asheville, North Carolina, there were so many films created at that time, and so the movies came to me. I didn't have to go to LA, which I saw as validation and confirmation that this is what I'm made to do. Yes. And then everything for me is about storytelling. So in all the seasons of my life, when I've been a filmmaker, when I've been a homeschool mom, I use literature, I use stories, and I realized that kind of just like this heartbeat is all about narrating, navigating, interpreting, storytelling, and I have learned how powerful that can be in creating a business.
So good. So good. I can't wait to dive into that more, but it's really been such a pleasure getting to know you. 8 months, 9 months? How long has it been?
I think it might have even just been 6 months, but we're so powerful and activated that I think it feels like more time. Like we go straight to.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's a little bit about me. That's a little bit about you. Now, I know you were telling me in advance of this, I know what you, so tell us what you'd love to talk about. So what I'm doing right now, everybody, is I'm bringing my clients in to do hot seats to give you, Wendy, exposure to my network, and maybe we're also streaming this to your network. And the idea is to elevate you even more as, in your case, the cinematic storytelling expert that you are, as a way to truly find opportunities, because I believe there's more than enough to go around. And even though we don't compete on the same type of thing we're doing, even if we did, that's okay. Because if I can help you find more business, then that just fills my cup. So basically that's why I'm doing this. And at the same time, because right now I'm doing this with clients, we're using it as an opportunity to do a hot seat. So basically for those people watching, we're going to just dive into a topic and pick it apart, go in a few rabbit holes, and then, we'll just see what happens.
Fabulous.
So fun.
The things that I would have fun doing, first of all, being in your orbit, I get to play. And it feels like a safe place for exploring and discovery. And so I do have storytelling bits and pieces, maybe that'll play into giving an example of how storytelling can work in sales, or what is a cinematic story? What is that magnetic piece? That's the other thing that I want to do in business, is help people dial in their message to where they have it 3 minutes or less, 60 seconds or less, just like a movie trailer. And there's something about that gets all of the fluff out. It's an edit process. And you know that there's a difference between giving a good message and a clean message, which is worthy, and then actually having that piece that goes and then gets the attention and then magnetically draws in the ideal client. And
hold on, I'm writing
where I like to play.
Wendy Earley. Watch this. Watch how cool this platform is. Boom. There's a difference between giving a good message and a clean message. I love
Well, who knew? That's so fun to see. I love that.
Yeah, so I'll try to do that throughout, and it's so fun. So anybody watching, like, feel free to comment. Like, we may or may not see a lot of your comments here, but we are going to see them on YouTube. So yay. Okay.
I love that. And I'm going to make a statement that this little squiggly is not here randomly. That's my brain waves.
I don't even think I didn't notice it before or again. Like, I'm like tuned in only on you. So I wonder.
Well, that's so good.
Isn't that funny? Like, what people notice versus what they don't notice.
Well, and I have a story that goes with that. Like, my granddad used to be a glass, he used to do stained glass. And he had a little frog band. That's one of the things I enjoyed going to their place, because he made a stained glass band of little frogs, and one had a drum and one had a cello, and you know, you get the idea. One had a violin, so it was a whole. And he once made a gift for me and my sister and the grandkids, and gave us little, because we played musical instruments. So he gave us a little note in stained glass. And my sister got this really pretty, you know, note like you expected to do. And I got a note with a squiggly line. And I was like, what? What's that mean? And at the time, I didn't know whether to have my feelings hurt or not. And how that develops is, no, of course it wasn't. It was a compliment. It was like, this brain is pretty creative. This brain is creative. I'm not going to make a straight note. It's going to be a squiggly.
It's not predictable. Yeah.
There you go.
Ooh, and it's 11:11 somewhere. Make a wish.
Oh, I love that number.
I know, right? Okay, cool. So, Wendy, let's talk. Ask me the question that you asked me earlier behind the scenes, and like, we'll start there.
Yes, because the other issue that I have is that I've got this great big empire and big dreams. And I keep coming to the place of, well, I need $200 here. I need $500 here. This is such a fabulous place to learn, and an orbit where I want to get so much coaching and learn I love learning. And I am finding it being, I get stuck. Where's the $200 going to come from? So even though I know how brilliant and validated it is, it's got to be, what's that low ticket piece that allows me to say yes? So it's like I built an empire and I've got two little bricks at the bottom, and it keeps creating a disconnect.
Okay, fair, good. Yes, I put it on the thing, which is how to strategize on lower ticket offers versus higher ticket offers. So if you've been watching this from the beginning, you'll know that my skill set is sales and making more money, profitability. And a lot of times in the coaching world, we call that high ticket offers. It turns out I was selling high ticket offers even in corporate, because we were selling multi-million-dollar language translation programs to massive corporations or companies going global for the first time. It's just that in that world, we called them proposals and MSAs. Here, we call them high ticket offers. So I'm saying, like, potato, the race in corporate, as in entrepreneur land, is how to sell things at a high enough margin profit level so that we can both feed our families and pay our bills, invest in coaching, like go on a vacation, right? So my skill set, as Wendy knows, is, sorry, let me turn that off, high ticket offers, but it also is not without low ticket offers. And the reason, Wendy, I love that you said this, is because I have been on my own journey of figuring out various low ticket offers.
I love that.
Okay. So let's start. Why don't you tell it? Like, let's frame it. Let's let your business be the example for all of this. And so while you do that, I'm also going to drop in the comments the link to my live event that you're coming to, and because if this resonates with people, they're going to want to be in the room in March. But tell us, like, what's on your heart for low ticket offers? Like, how do I make $200, $500, whatever you charge for those? Like, if I were to say, cool, Wendy, yes, let's do it. What comes to mind for you for a low ticket offer?
Well, in working with the clients that I have worked with, I've discovered things that are really fun for me. One thing is that after I listen attentively first, and I get to know what the client needs, but I enjoyed doing a little meditation that was with the backdrop of music, and I know we're not here talking about the prime
I was
positive
about to start. We're
prime.
about to start talking about positive crime. We are.
Well,
Yeah.
I love it so much. But I have before I was introduced to positive prime, I have my own interpretation of being able to hear what you say. If you talk with me and I translate your dreams, then I create a vision, a meditation vision that actually talks you through seeing yourself in that dream place. That's one low ticket offer that I've considered that I could offer people, is just your personalized meditation. Okay, I'm happy to see your reaction to that, because we haven't talked about it before.
No.
I have questions in regard to, if I use music, how to make sure that I have permissions, because I have some favorite musicians that I'd love to use their music in the backdrop, but that's a different question.
What was it called? I'm trying to remember. You see my brain moving. I'm trying to remember what you just called the thing. What did you call it?
I had called it well, you always talk about imagination walks. So I would come up with my own little shtick about what, but I could call it a dream walk or a
What's
dream
the
meditation.
deliverable? You described it. What was the deliverable? A vision something. You said vision something.
The replay is so good.
What?
That's why it's good to replay, so that I get to even hear what I say.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
These things happen spontaneously, and I articulate things.
Okay. I'm glad I stopped you when I did. What did you say? The dream vision, something like. So what would you do?
A vision meditation.
Oh, okay. So what would you do if I said, yes, I want your vision meditation? Not what would you physically do behind the scenes, but what would I get? What does that look like for me, the buyer?
Okay. You would get an interview with me. You would get a coaching session where I ask deliberate questions that unearth your exploration process of who you are and what you want. And it's also a pathway which leads to working in the cinematic storytelling realm, but it's a smaller piece of that, where we have some quality time that we set aside for me to be listening to you. And then I piece together what I hear you say and translate it, and then send it back to you in meditation form, so that you have this visualization that you can, on replay, play for yourself.
I love it. Okay, I love it because you mentioned positive prime, and I'm like super hyped up on positive prime, and also just the fact that, like, even in the positive prime, it's kind of like most 99% of people watching are not going to know what positive prime is. That's okay. You can check the link I just dropped in the comments. Or I'll go drop them in the other platforms when we're done here. But basically, right, it's science-backed priming for 3 minutes or less or more per day, so that we are feeding ourselves the right things in order to have a good life, accomplish our goals, get after our visions, eat healthy, exercise, be a good parent, like whatever it is, right? And I was in a training last night with the founder of Positive Prime, and she's talking about the fact that, like, AI could have destroyed her business, but instead she incorporated AI into Positive Prime. And now it's so cool because we, as individual users of Positive Prime, can not only watch these 3-minute priming sessions, we can add our own pictures into the positive prime. And so when we're priming with the like Say Yes and Figure It Out will be a prime that's being released on February 20th. So I'm so excited. We're gonna do like a whole thing around it.
Love that.
Yeah. And so then it's like, I can already put my own pictures in. Somebody else can be watching the Say Yes and Figure It Out prime. They can have their own pictures in. And then there's another layer, even in the app, of like how you can create your dream, like using AI, you can put yourself in other, like, did you see that picture of me? Like,
I did. I love it. It was so believable. You're already there.
I'm already there. I'm gonna hold it up right now. It's so funny. It's like using obviously just simply AI, right? And like this
I
is
know.
celebrating. So so this all has a point to you and your vision meditation. It's not working against, it's working with. So how, yeah, right? And it's sometimes it's $7 and sometimes it's $300. Like these are all low ticket things where it's like depends on the world you play in. In my world, anything like under $1,000 is low ticket, but typically it's 747, 97, 100 and some, whatever. It's like it is lower ticket. And the concept is you can just stack a bunch of lower ticket offers to make the money. There's a lot of antithesis arguments against that, but this isn't the point to prove that right now. This is just a platform to help Wendy come up with low ticket offers, right?
Right, because I support the high ticket offer mindset, and I could spend another hour talking about that. But we're talking about what's relevant, since that is the thing that's coming up for me.
Yes.
The thing that keeps being a block.
And I love it because it's vulnerable and it's authentic and it's truly you. So my point is, you mentioned Positive Prime. So if you played with and are you an affiliate within Positive Prime already?
I don't know if I got an affiliate link or not, but I definitely want to be. It fits into my orbit for sure.
It does, right? And so once you get off the free trial and pay for it, then it's kind of like right there. And I think you just sign up. Because
can I say that's exactly what I'm talking about, is here we are in that place, is because of course I want to buy it, but I'm going to have to let the trial run out because I see that's a,
I see.
but I've loved it and I'll find my way back to it. But yes, I would love to have an affiliate link and promote it. And I want to get over that little bit of $300 here or $500 here. I want to say yes. And figure it out. And so we're doing the figure it out part.
Yeah.
The yes is already here.
I am loving your vulnerability and authenticity right now, because I think this will resonate with so many people who are in the exact same situation, right, as the rest of us, which is just like, yes, I see it and it's a yes, but I physically need the money to make it a yes. Okay, so we'll come back off the big picture, but big picture, you see how your vision meditation generated thing that you create, music or not, you don't even need the music, how it could be a standalone thing, or it could be uploaded into Positive Prime for the people to then, right? You're kind of like doing it for them. Like, oh, I don't have the time, the energy, the bandwidth to go create my own vision meditation, but I already use Positive Prime and I understand the benefit of it. So for $7 or $47 or $97, somebody just created it for me. How does that both play with that type of software and other software like that? And then how does it stand alone? Right? Because then you could sell it to both people that you already know use that product, i.e. you could go into somebody's group who just ran a challenge about it and sell it.
But and people, I mean, you're saying that because I tend to think, oh, well, they're going to have access to it themselves. Why would they?
Because you're selling a thing. You're not selling the product. You're not selling Positive Prime. You're selling a vision meditation,
which takes time to put together. And so I'm serving them that way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you're saying like, hey, like in a certain group, you could say, hey, if you did the challenge and if you loved it, I now have this $97 product that does X, Y, or Z. And for this group, I'm going to give it for $47. And this is what this is an example of one I've already created. And then you can go off and import. If it's the group that's done a challenge, for example, for Positive Prime, you could go and be like, and then you can take this asset and load it back into your Positive Prime to make it even better for you.
I
And
love
so,
that. And so, what I like about that too is because I have known that there's this happy place where I'm doing what I enjoy doing, where it's not depleting my energy, where I'm doing what I enjoy doing and I'm learning the things I want to learn and simultaneously serving others and doing the give.
yeah.
So, what that would allow me to do is be trained to be an expert in Positive Prime, which I'm very interested in, and it would give me the reason to become an expert with AI, which I'm interested in as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to dial it back though, because like you already are an expert. You had this idea for the vision meditation. I mean, by all means, people can be certified. I'm helping the founder of Positive Prime right now, like identify more opportunities for people to raise their hand and be certified. That's a few $1,000s. So it's kind of like you're putting up, not you, but like we all put up roadblocks. We're like, oh, I'm going to become an expert in this thing. But now instead of buying a $200 a year subscription, I have to spend X thousands of dollars. Like that's missing the point. You're creating an asset over here, this vision meditation asset. And then at the same time, you mentioned Positive Prime. So it's probably my fault I went into a rabbit hole. But the bigger point is because you and I share the same orbit, broadly speaking, it's worth exploring, because what your product does, this 25-minute phone call to download their dreams, to export X, Y, or Z in the vision meditation, it's a standalone product, which is why, and it's a low ticket product, right? This is a low ticket product. I should have asked you first, but I've already decided on the price for this, but what do you think the price is for this?
I mean, I think it could be less or more extensive. So there's a $47 one and then there's a $97 one.
Yeah.
No, I want to hear what you think.
No, I think the same. I just was afraid that you thought it was going to be more, but it's just kind of like, Mare, the dream lifter. So shout out to Mare. Like she's amazing. I mean, I've been ignoring her Tuesday night dream lift sessions because of other obligations, but I do like Mare has such a cool gift of extracting X, Y, or Z and then creating ABC deliverables and charging X. And I am always the person who's like, charge Y, charge more, right? But in the case of that's high ticket stuff, because facts, it's over $1,000 if we're calling that the general line. But with this lower ticket stuff, it's kind of like there's two things that you want to do with low ticket offers. You want to build something once and sell it again and again and again and again and again and again. And you want to build something custom without killing yourself in the implementation of building it, which is why I put the brakes on, becoming an expert here, becoming an expert there. Like you already are enough.
I see.
Yeah. So the ideal high ticket offer is going to be one that isn't a phone call, that literally it becomes a product, digital product or physical product that then you can systematize through emails and I'm not talking about spending ads right now, but just so the world knows, right? You also spend money on ads sometimes, and you use other people, affiliates, JV partners, etc., to spread the word of this thing. You build it once and it sells infinite amount of times.
Got it.
This other thing though that you're so we should talk about that, like what that is. That'll be like product number 2 for you. But to wrap it up on this vision meditation, it's not a bad idea because I've been going around selling 25-minute, wait, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
We've been selling 25-minute calls where I help people get unstuck, super quick amount of time for cheap and or for free, with the intention that at the end of this year, at the next Black Friday, I'll sell hour-long calls for $5,000. So I'm using my time, which is implementation, which a lot of it's free. I'm using my time to collect testimonials so that when the timing is right, I'd be like boom, 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 peppering my social media with tons of testimonials, real people that I've spoken to within the last year, to be like, this is why the hour-long strategy session is worth what it's worth, right? So that's why with what you said, the vision meditation, anytime you bring somebody in at a low ticket, it's potentially an ascension into a higher ticket offer. So if you're giving away a 25-minute call to help extract their vision meditation, as you called it, right, then that is worth your time, because you're building for like the greater good. So there's two schools of thought. Build something custom, just be careful not to kill yourself in the implementation, and build something once that you can sell on a repeat.
So if I do the one outside of Positive Prime,
yeah,
that one could be, I don't know. I think because of what I've seen that I do, it can be a $97 value. So I'm not trying to I think it would be a real value, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think outside of Positive Prime, it could be a $97.
Yeah.
If I do a custom Positive Prime, I think that's more. I think that's $250. I'm just brainstorming, because that's more of an editing experience. That's going to take more.
Right. Yeah. That's what this comment over your face is. So I'll take it down in a second. But like, that's the thing, is like, she's talking about number 2, which is sell a custom solution at a lower ticket price. Again, it might be $250. It's not X, Y, or Z, because it is going to take more of your time.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, oh, maybe this is part of, and you said this at the beginning, it's all part of the cinematic storytelling offer that you have. And this is, a way, an entry point in. If they like this, they're going to want something else from you. If they're going to want something else from you, then they probably want your higher ticket offer.
I see that. I love that. So another thing that I could make once would be something like a journal.
Oh, Wendy. Yeah. Tell us more about that.
Because I do think that that's part of the ascension process. I could do a journal that is kind of a lead to asking the empowering questions and helping people search for themselves. It is a pathway to, this is where I think the cinematic storytelling is so powerful, is because it's layered. And I do think that it's a personal branding thing, but I put different words on it. I think knowing who you are, we go inward before we go outward. And I think the magnetic message comes from going inward first.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's always a part of that. The high ticket offer, doing the soul search part is always a part of whatever I'm going to sell.
Yeah.
And I think that having a journal would be a great beginning pathway for the journey.
Yeah. Right. And like, then that's so cool, because you need to create it once. So what would you sell your journal at?
I'm going to say $50. I've seen one that's selling for 70 something.
Okay, so this is like so then describe what the journal looks like. So like not like the insides, but the outside.
Yeah, because then there's that piece of like I I could do the $50 version and I could do the $27 version.
Mhm.
Is
Yeah.
that true? Or is that a
Yep.
distraction?
Right. So my brain instantly went to a digital journal,
Okay.
not a hardbound, spiral bound,
Oh,
paperback bound,
good.
whatever this $50 thing was.
Okay.
So again, this, I'm trained in high ticket offers. And so this becomes the challenge with low ticket offers. $50 sounds better to the brain than $7. Because like with lower ticket offers, we need volume. But there's always a way. So it's kind of like, I know you, but I feel like I would give this advice anyway, but this is curated Wendy advice. I want to see you being able to execute and implement the idea fast.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm not creating obstacles for you that you don't you like I don't want to put roadblocks in your way that aren't already there. But immediately I'm like, oh my gosh, like what's the printing process? Even if I go through Amazon, now I have to upload to KDP. Like it creates all of a sudden a $50 journal is like now it's I wish I could grab it real quick, but now it's something that's coming in the mail, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Put it on the parking lot for once Wendy starts to generate some income. That does that might cost a little income to create, but B, it's just going to take more time.
Yeah.
So how do you get and the journal could supplement the book that you're writing,
I see.
right? So
That's
it's a great idea, but what's the immediate idea?
that's so good. That's a good Wendy prompt.
Because even I have 2 books on Amazon's KDP, and I would still scratch my head about getting a journal. Like, not really. I would like done is better than perfect, the whole thing, but it's a thing.
So with digital journals, I know people, give them for free
Yeah. So
when
or
they
it's
do their master
$7.
class and they have this.
Or you could sell a call with it and still bring in the $50.
Okay.
It's kind of like what else? So the journal exists for $7.
Okay.
But what else could you offer that either they could buy it with the X, Y, or Z or without? So either they'll spend the $7 or they'll spend some more money because they're getting a few more things like your time.
True. That's so good. So create the $7 is the digital, and then there's going to be a package of more that leads up to a $50.
Yeah, or $25 or whatever. Like everything's scalable, right? I mean, there happens to be this is vernacular that Wendy and I share. There happens to be an auction today, right after this, right? And I have sold these 25-minute calls before in the auction. Now they didn't go for as much, but I basically am doing them for free sometimes anyway. So I was like, how can I make a little bit of money doing this? Like you could pop up in a future auction and be like, I've got this digital journal that solves this problem and this problem. And I've had X number of people use the journal and screenshot their results to me. Because that's like coming back into how to get anything into momentum. We'll talk about that too. But it's like then you're selling a call. My calls with me typically go for $1,000. Or what I said is like I'm selling my time next year for $5,000. But for the purpose of this auction, let's open up to bid. And they went for whatever they want, $100, a couple $100 or whatever, right? So with the call from you, they also get the journal. And then that layers in. I was with a coach. I just gave her a bunch of testimonials on my stories. They're probably still live. Dr. Andrea Vitz. So she does the emotional sobriety thing, and she has a book and she has a journal. And so I had to buy not only, yeah. So clients who use her services, they pay several $1,000s, like almost 5 figures worth, almost 10K. It's worth so much money. It's ridiculous. So let's just say they spend 10K to get coached by Andrea, and then they have to buy the $30 book and the $30 workbook. because this is like a big old spiral bound workbook, or I think that's what it is. I can't remember. And anyway, and then in those calls, she like made us go through the workbook was not a nice to have for her training. It was a must have. I was like, this is torture, because in the calls we're having to like do the workbook, and she's like assigning me workbook pages for after. I mean, I love her, and I got so much results from her program. But
Well,
that's
it's the torture that we as entrepreneurs are hungry for.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what we do to ourselves. We
I
want
appreciate.
it.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, talking.
No, I'm hungry.
Yeah,
I'm hungry. Our entrepreneurs, we are forever learning.
and she
Right?
serves all people. She serves like CEOs and all types. But it's kind of like she has a system, and the system is buy my coaching, buy my book, read my book. I'm going to assign you homework. It's not just a nice to have. It's literally part of my curriculum, and then go through the work, and then I'm walking you through the workbook. So it becomes like the workbook becomes the tool, right? So if you're giving away time, I either buying a package, we could get through, Wendy could say, we could get through my workbook in 3 days. So buy the workbook, you get 3 calls with me. And now that's, $250. Like eventually you could charge way more. Do you see I'm going to 5,000 for 1 hour, but I'm starting somewhere else. So it's kind of like, how do you make something that's easy, that's digital, that you can implement today, and then sell it standalone as a one-off low ticket, and sell it as a package.
I'm going to places that my brain hasn't gone to before.
Okay, good.
Because I'm with the LFG queen. That's it. Well, I knew that there's a pathway that I just keep passing by. There's like a hidden cove, and you found it.
Yeah, I think like the message for me for you would be like simple execution, but now there's a meaningful, like once you get the workbook created, which you could do today, and then iterate the fanciness of it over time. What I would do you want to hear what I would do to get it into momentum?
I absolutely do.
I would give it to a few friends, clients, colleagues, old clients, whatever it is. But I would be like, can you do it? Like, can you actually go through it? And then can we have a call after to talk about it? Mm-hmm. Can I use it as data, feedback, and or if it's a slam dunk, can I use the testimonial, right? I mean, that's a given. So you should ask, but nonetheless, like, so that you're getting it into circulation. It's kind of like, did you see, it's not like this, but were you around the internet streets like a couple years ago? I think this is like pre-COVID, but it's all a blur to me. When those like digital product affiliate things were like all the rage. I don't even want to talk about it too much because it's like, do you know what I'm talking about by that generic definition?
I think at that time, and I'm not wanting to lead on a bunny trail here, but I created an online store. Mm-hmm. And that would be a question I would ask you about, because I created it. But I got overwhelmed by it because I did such a thorough job, and it was so detailed, and the way that it aligned was products from China. And then I had to do a soul search. But more than that, that was when I was just new to the internet streets of entrepreneurship. And I think at the time I was, I think I had I have a fabulous store. I would need to reconnect some things. See, that might be a low ticket offer too. If I can reconnect that store, it could actually supplement me. That's not what I thought you were going to say, which is why I said, oh. And one of my girlfriends from back in the day did that with also, I mean, I don't know how much success, but with success. Okay. It's kind of like the things that we're good at making money at, they're so close to us that we blow them off and we think, I mean, my ChatGPT had a heyday
the 2 times I've asked it to roast me, I think you saw the one I did yesterday, right? Like,
Yeah.
it literally says the same thing both times. It's like, stop, like, you say yes and figure it out, like the LFG queen, like you've created this idea so that you can trick your brain every time you fail at something. You're not failing, you're just figuring it out. And like, it's like, stop focusing on all the things and focus on one thing, right? Like, go all in on one thing. You don't need another offer, you don't need to rebrand, you don't need to this, you don't need to that, just like go all in. And we need that, we need that reflection. So I'm saying it back to you in what it's worth. It's like, what are the things from a low ticket, like that store, like this workbook, like the first thing we talked about, like all the other things where you could make money? It's like, one thing in my zone of genius is selling things on OfferUp, i.e. Facebook Marketplace. It's just that here I had tremendous success with OfferUp. But same, like online selling, right? Like, just literally selling stuff in our sheds.
Which really, honestly, is not a, that is, there's something about connecting. Like, if you got the high expert, high ticket place that you occupy, but there must be something that I'm needing to connect the bridge for that keeps being stuck. That's just literally, if I were to sell some things on Facebook Marketplace, I might be connecting awareness.
Yeah. Or it's just making money for the sake of making money.
Right. For sure. For instance, not here to talk about blocks, but when you identify blocks, it helps you to switch, do the plot twist, and see what you didn't see before.
Yeah.
And the thing that blocked me with the store too was that I started being contacted at the time by all these SEO people. And now I know what SEO is, and I've used it, and I've been a social media, I've represented an agent locally and done some posting. So I know I've done ads. I mean, I'm aware of a lot of things I wasn't then.
Yeah.
But at the time, the SEO came after me and were, I just got a lot of offers at that point. There were companies reaching out. It was a little overwhelming for someone who doesn't have another entrepreneur in their life at the time, but look, now I do. So, and I started being realistic that I'm going to need a CRM, and that was a whole new. So each thing opens up a whole new level of awareness, because I didn't want to be answering the phones and doing customer service all day long.
Right. Because like the products from China, products just in general, like 100%, there's always a thing after a thing. But it is interesting. It's knowing you, I'm careful to say this, but I will say it. It's like, what is that? Right. And then setting it back up, what does that take? I would argue, if you can document the process and or just document it after the fact, or just document it now and forget setting it back up, you have 2 skill sets. You have 1, the ability to do the direct sales yourself this way, and 2, the ability to teach other people. I would never know how to do that.
Okay.
So
that's actually part of how I learned to be a Canva whiz.
Okay. Yeah. So, right. And then, man, I was in a group yesterday and somebody was like, I don't know how to use AI. It's like all these little things, but they become shiny out. Like the thing that you know about me, but for the recording here, is like the number one thing at our threat, whether you're my ChatGPT telling me to like tunnel focus, I tell all you to tunnel focus, because the thing is shiny objects, and shiny objects isn't always, they look something different to everybody. Sometimes it's, I need a mic and I need a better computer and I need lighting to go live. Like that is 100% a shiny object. I am just talking through my computer, not propping my laptop up at all in a trailer.
Yes.
Like no lighting. I don't even use my ring light anymore. So that, but people get ads and then they start to see other things online and then they become obsessed. How do I know? Because I almost did, 2 years ago, I almost bought all the things. Mm-hmm. And then I was telling somebody yesterday, but there was a time in my life where I actually did buy all the things. I bought the huge green screen pop-up and the this and the that. And like, I've been trying to hack this for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, right? But it's amazing I'm still alive. So it's kind of like all of this, this all becomes then zones of genius for you. B, the zone of genius that it's for me is teaching people how to know that that's a shiny object. And a lot of shiny objects, they need to just be put in a parking lot to say, when the timing is right, I'll pursue it.
Yes.
So it's like, when the timing is right, you'll pursue buying Positive Prime. You'll pursue doing the vision meditation. You'll pursue the journal. You'll pursue Facebook Marketplace. That was one of my things. You'll pursue this stand store or whatever type of Shopify store or whatever store you had. You talking about them and living in your imagination to write them all down. That in and of itself is worth its weight in gold. And then you want to pick the one thing that you can do to make money today.
Yes.
Which is like the journal's a phenomenal idea.
Okay.
It becomes complicated when you're like, I'll put it in.
I know. I think you just named it. I think that is the discovery piece for today, is that I've landed on so many things that could be the next thing. That's a low ticket, but every one of them becomes something complicated quickly.
Yeah. So it's
depending on the thought wave.
Yeah. So how do you simplify? You know, like, what is the thing? Like, that's what I would do, is I would put it all in on it looks like you're writing already. So I'd put it all on a piece of paper. I would hang up after today and write more ideas down. And then which one is the simplest?
Yeah.
Free. Which one's free to create? Because then your energy, this is for everybody, then your energy goes towards selling, which is the hardest part. But our brains trick us that the creation, build it and they will come. No, they won't. Feel the dreams.
That's where my zone of genius is. So the selling is not intimidating to me. And actually, it's when I believe in something, I know I can sell it. So it's that matter of creating something that I believe in.
Yeah, and not letting it like getting sales. Like, I know it's not hard for you, but yet here we are talking about making money to buy a $200 a year subscription. So
for me, it's about the containers.
Recognizing the block that I'm going to build something that I'll be excited about, and that done is better than perfect, and I can iterate and make it better over time. But I need to create it as fast as I can and start selling it as fast as I can, because, you know, you can pretend your livelihood depends on it.
Yeah.
Wendy, this has been so fun.
It has been. It is every time we get together.
Yeah.
I think I see it as we're both activators. I mean, you're amazing. You're a momentum activator. And that's so good for me. And then helping to simplify, because I am such a creative thinker that I can get ahead of myself always. So I appreciate your momentum. I appreciate your skill set. I appreciate the magic that you have in you. And then I think by participating in auctions and Stacyverse and Kristinverse, Kristin Orbit, I love that I'm being able to tap into my own genius, and it has to do with activating also.
Yeah. I love it. I love every time I talk to you. I love seeing the iteration and the confidence. So what can we do? Let's wrap up. Like, what can we do for you? Are we following you somewhere? Are we downloading something? Like, what are we doing for you?
I know, because that's the other thing is always the to-do list. I need to optimize my Facebook page. I need to optimize my Instagram. It's not really activated because I've been waiting to answer want to know where I'm going, because I want to give people value. So if they're coming into my orbit and they're going to be in any ascension process, I want it to be a wow. So what I have right now is my Facebook link.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, and just make sure you comment on the video, and then we will be able to follow you if we're not already connected with you.
And when I'm going Yeah. Do I need to put that in this? Like, do I need to get the actual link for my?
Not in here because this is only like I'll put my, I don't know if you can even see the chat. Like it's only going to YouTube. I use a platform called Linktree, and I'm wondering if there's affiliate links for this. Yeah, I think there is. Because like, and again, nothing is that easy, unfortunately, until you have like go to sayyesandfigureitout.com. That's easy. And then I think about my own website, and I have 16,000 websites, and I'm not in love with any of them. So the problem you're having, eventually it gets solved, but saying follow me on Facebook is trust me, is good enough, and good enough is great.
Yeah. So I'm so happy to hear that, because I have this running to-do list in the back of my head that I think, well, I can't launch today, but really that is the one place to access. Oh, but I've got so many domains and I've got so many ideas. I mean, it's coming. It's all there. It's just, yeah, the one place to access me is my Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I made this Linktree thing. And I don't even know if I paid for it or not, but it allowed me to brand whatever the Linktree, it's linktr.ee, it doesn't matter. And then mine's / say yes and figure it out. And it compiles a bunch of my things there, but it requires me, I went in and updated it recently, but it requires you to update it regularly. I mean, you should update it because your branding is constantly changing, or your offers are changing, or this is changing, how you talk about it's changing.
And so is it a subscription? See, that's the other thing.
No, it's free. This is free.
Okay. Because I'm holding on to subscriptions of things that haven't seen the light of day yet.
Yeah.
Like the store, I've been paying, a little bit, but these subscriptions, that's what
yeah. No, I mean, we have to, it is because I'm on record just in our call yesterday, like I pay for Calendly because I want more than one link. I pay for X or Y, or I pay for Restream because I want the capability. I want to be able to do hour-long videos, not be capped at whatever. It's a whole thing. It's a whole racket, right?
It is. And I believe in them. I'm not knocking it. I love that they're available to us. They're excellent resources. It's just cleaning that all up for myself and making sure that I'm doing the lowest common denominator to support me until I can. Yeah, I'm going to say yes. But that's the whole thing we're dealing with here today. So we've gone full circle. Is that where's the $47? How do I pay the subscription? How do I do the 200?
Yeah. Right. Because reality is I had a post way back in the day. I should find it. I built my business. I built my first $100,000. So we'll have to wrap here. So I made $108,000 cash collected in the first 8 months from May to December 2023 without a website, paying only for a Zoom license. And I mean, I had a website, but it wasn't functional because I paid for Gmail. I paid for a Google Suite. So I had $8 email through Google and Zoom license. That's it. Everything, because that was, and I had one, so I had Calendly, I used one link. I had Talkadot, I used the free version. Linktree, free version. And then we could greedy, or I don't know what. Now all of a sudden my business costs, it's not even that much, but like $2,000-3,000 a month to run. And you're just like, but what can I live without? All of a sudden I can't live without anything.
I know you have to wrap up. I have so much good experience with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But then there gets that point where, okay, free isn't enough anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Well, right. I pay $20 a month for ChatGPT. So I don't know because I pay $20. I think I told you I've been paying $20 a month since 2023. So
this is the gritty part. This is the
yeah. I mean, the amount I do spend on my business is very low. So I have actually kept it I just looked, because including my VA and including my insurance, it is very low.
Way to go.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's like, what are the shiny objects?
Really decisive.
B, you got to be decisive. Yeah. ChatGPT is in here, thankfully. So Calendly, G Suite, ChatGPT, ClickFunnels.
That's your work stack. I think that on a different call or in a different conversation with you and me, that's what I want is a work stack. And maybe wouldn't that be cool if I had some kind of gathering of, a collection of different people in their business and their work stack? I mean, that's a resource.
Yeah.
A digital resource, interview some of our entrepreneur friends and do a featurette and say, this is their work stack, and have a collection book of work stacks,
I love it. Yeah. Anything's possible as long as we execute on it. So
I know.
that will end with that. All right.
Okay.
Thank you
So
so much, Wendy.
Thank you so much.
So fun. It really was. Okay. Bye.
Always. Bye.